In this video, I'll show you how to recognize a round shoulders posture, and mainly I will show you how to fix it in your daily life activities, especially when you stand, when you walk and things. I will show you that we should find an alternative to what our parents taught us, which is pull your shoulders back. Maybe let's start with that, Thing with pull your shoulders back is that it is this, and pulling your shoulders back activates your rhomboid muscles, which actually will strain the upper trapezius. You can feel that your neck is super tense here. So you really don't want to pull the shoulders back because of what happens in your neck. But often, although it is not automatic, often pull your shoulders back will also hollow your lower back. So it's, it's a kind of double kill on your tissues. So you don't want to pull your shoulders back. Still, it is true that you don't want your shoulders to be round. So, what's in between all that? Before I dive into this, I just would like to give you a quick reminder of why the shoulders go round. Well, basically in the upper body you got like a vicious cycle between the mid-back that goes round, the shoulders that go forward, and the head that moves forward. Each one of these three is like chicken and egg with respect to the two others. Each one of the three is both the cause and the consequence of the two others. So if my mid-back is round, say for example, because I stand with the pelvis forward, automatically my shoulders will be round. If I'm on my mobile phone, with the head forward like this, automatically my shoulders will be round. So these are the indirect causes of round shoulders. And next to that you have direct causes of round shoulders, which is having your keyboard too far in front of you, or generally speaking, working with your arms outstretched. If you look at the last video that I shot, which was the one on how to adjust your car seat, I explained that when you sit, with the backrest too much inclined, the result is that you need to stretch your arms forward. Well, this is also, of course, a cause of round shoulders. Being backwards with my spine forces me to stretch my arms forward and therefore pulls my collarbones forward. Okay, so fixing round shoulders is not like a one-shot trick. You need to have a full approach. But still there are things that we can do to remember that the shoulders should not be round. The two ways to diagnose round shoulders are the official clinical way. You lie down on the ground or on a massage table, and you will see that one shoulder blade is not against the ground, one or two actually. On this photo, you see left is normal, right is round. The issue with this clinical test is that it's not easy to do when you're on the street or something. So let's look at someone who stands with round shoulders. You see now, I'm standing with round shoulders. And how would you recognize that my shoulders are round? Of course, you have this intuitive thing that this guy is, is in a closed position. But actually what you will see, the direct effect of rounding your shoulders, is that the back of your hands will start facing forward. This is due to the fact that the pecs are shortened, and when the pecs are shortened, there's an internal rotation of your arms, which brings the backside of your hands forward. So as soon as you see someone with this part of his hands forward, you know that he has round shoulders, and he has collarbones forward and shoulder blades spread apart. What is the normal position of your hands when you walk? Well, what's normal is actually when you see this, the base of your thumb, or say the middle part of your hand. Here it's normal, and when I do that, I do feel that there's a certain, say, mobilization of the lower trapezius. Of course, it's normal. The lower trapezius is, say, the antagonist of the pectoralis. It's what you should use when you're not using the rhomboids. The goal is not to have your shoulders pulled back, it's to have them down and together. And this is the job of the lower trapezius. So it's normal that when I put my hands this part in front, I feel an activation of the lower trapezius. Now, how will you think of it? In posture therapy, we use a lot what I would call visualization. Visualization is imagine that, try to imagine that blah blah blah. Different people will need different images. There's not one that goes well for everybody. The one I use is, well, just have this forward. But be careful. The movement you should do is really a rotation of the humerus, i.e. the upper arm. You see, I don't want to twist in my elbow. If I twist in my elbow, my collarbone stays forward and nothing changes. So what I want is not that this bone turns, I want that this bone turns. Yeah? So when I think of doing this, I have to think of a rotation of the humerus. Therefore, if it doesn't work well for you, because you tend to turn in your wrists, well, you should think at another level. And the other level is you could think, for example, that the tips of your elbows here is not sideways as it is now, but it stays pointing backwards. If the tip of your elbow stays pointing backwards, same, you will activate the lower trapezius. This is the second visualization that you can use. A recent patient in Geneva needed another image yet, and the image that he needed was that there was some kind of a gentle elastic band that was holding the tip of the elbow left with the tip of the elbow right. So imagine like an elastic band here between the tips of my elbows, and that keeps them together, and as a result, I see that this part of the hand is forward. So one way or the other, you think what you want. You think of that forward, you think of the tip of your elbow backwards, you think of external rotation of your humerus, or you think of an elastic band that keeps your two elbows together, but this is the goal. If you don't want your collarbones to be forward, you need the elbows to point backwards.